Carpenter can craft over 6.2 million experience points at the same time for a sustainable endgame grind that can instantly get you to level 100 Carpenter in under an hour. Carpenter is an essential life for boosting your damage because it crafts better stakes for brand new. So we gotta get it to level 100 as soon as possible. There are actually 2 ways to do this depending on how far you've progressed in the game. So we're gonna do the easy way first. First, you wanna go to Marco right here and stock up on that sugar lumber. Now head on over to craft. In order to build the palace wall, your Marco shop will need to be at level 4 or above. Head on over to the recipe tab, sort by name if you have trouble finding it, and just purchase the palace wall recipe. Palace wall crafting only requires 2 sandstone and 1 sugar lumber, 2 highly renewable resources from any shop. If you're out of sandstone, you can buy it at the material shop in Swollen Island. We're gonna need sandstone no matter which method we're using today. Go up and over to the material shop here. Talk to the plushling and he'll sell you as many sandstones as you need. They're right here. Before we begin, make sure that your carpenter's skill tree is filled out, because every crafting life has a ton of experience up nodes, and they're all in the same location. So Carpenter also gets plus 100% experience earned from its skill tree. If you want to maximize your gains, then reset your skills at Lucy Lips here for 10,000 dosh. Now let's get to the meat of this. Taking advantage of level 5's kind will. You see, you weren't always able to craft walls in batches. You could only craft 1 wall at a time when the game first released. However, you need hundreds of walls to decorate your town. So people weren't too happy about this. They all complained in the reviews on Steam, and level 5 patched this in like a day. It was a super quick fix. The only part they didn't think about or care about, it seems, is the fact that XP gain for wall crafting was initially balanced around the fact that you could only craft 1. In other words, this patch not only added a method for crafting 10 walls at a time, it also added a method for crafting 10 times experience at a time. And that's exactly what we're gonna be doing today. Let's see how much we get with the initial palace wall method. And then I'll show you an even better method. Whoa! 2.6 million experience. The castle wall, super easy to make, super accessible. Now we're gonna need magic ore for this next method, and usually magic ore is really difficult to get. But it turns out that Marco actually sells it. If you go to objects and then go all the way to the bottom, there's magic ore deposit sitting there. Objects kind of makes it sound like this is a replica of a magic ore deposit. And that was the impression I was under pretty much the entire game. But then after I made a video about magic ore, some of you guys told me in the comments that there's a second way to get it if you feel like spending the money, which I do. So let's place some magic ore deposits here and see what happens when we rush up, especially since we still have our item drop team and set equipped. We shatter them. Here's a charge attack, excellent, but then light attack gets an excellent too. We just deal so much proportional damage to its tiny HP. Now let's check our magic ore because we had like none before. We're already at 24. This is definitely an even faster method than using the teleportation gate to farm luminous ore. But of course, do keep in mind you won't be getting any shadow slates from these guys here, so don't get too confused. After another round of magic ore mining, we're at 44 magic ore. That's definitely enough. The only way to acquire magic ingots is by creating them yourself, which is super fun. 35 magic ingots from the perfect large haul. We got some decent experience, a few 100,000 from that. But let's head to the bottom of the objects, and hopefully you have the cursed fence unlocked from the shadow slate recipes. If you need more shadow slates, check out my Monster House exploit video. Or if you have them but you don't have the recipe yet, make sure to talk to Edward and actually give him the slates. He'll give you lots of cool stuff in exchange, and eventually after like 20 million of these slates, you'll have access to the shadow wall recipe. It's just totally random. I'm still missing some level 4 gloves. Now let's see how much experience we get from these level 5 walls from the post game. Times 10 cursed fence. How much experience is that gonna be? over 5 million, nearly 6 million experience points. That's the most experience that I've ever earned in a single go in this game. New record. So we're currently level 84 as Carpenter. We're about to reach 85. Let's see how much crafting 10 of these magic fences gets us. 5.7 million experience points later, we skipped level 85 entirely and went on to level 86. It should not take long to reach level 100 as Carpenter. So I'm gonna make some magic ingots to support that. I also kind of wanted to craft magic fences in the first place, so this is a pretty useful... Let's just casually buy 25 magic ore deposits from Marco. We need a lot of room for this. It's beautiful, or something. Bearheart, nice wooden pickaxe. Check out mine. So now let's craft some cursed fences. Try to hit a new high score for how much experience we can make in a single go. Because this is a post-game item. You're not supposed to be able to craft it until seeing the credits. And yet, level 5 balanced its experience gain around crafting one at a time, because that's all that was possible when the game first launched. We're going for the big numbers here. Over 6 million! We did it! Over 6 million! 6.2 million experience points. Rocketed straight to level 87. So we're over halfway through level 87 here. I want to see how far we can get from a single batch of cursed fences. XP goes a long way in the earlier levels, but once you get to the 80s and 90s, things can get real tough real quick. Level 89. Even though we're nearly level 90, we still managed to skip an entire level, going from level 87 all the way to level 89, speeding through that 88. We've still got more materials, and this is super quick. We are almost level 97. We're still earning a solid level per batch of 10 gates crafted, all the way up to level 100. We only need a few more crafts. Let's see how many it takes. So you're not gonna need a million of the magic ore deposits, but I definitely suggest buying 99 and then mining all of those before doing a bunch of gate crafting, just to save yourself the time of going back and forth. These gates are super efficient, and you do need a bunch of magic ore for late game crafting anyways, so just do everything all at the same time here. Kunugi's level 99, what are we at? 99, but not just 99. We're like a massive portion of the way through 99. And we were at the base of level 98 before. This method's crazy. Even when they increase the level cap, when they do an update later, this method is still gonna work to rocket you through the start. Let's see it happen. Kunugi level 100, Leafy reached level 100. There we go. Subscribe if this helped you. Join our level 5 Discord to find more people to play and grind with. And with love and peace, thanks for watching.